Let's talk about the question of the day. Now, do you agree with the legal sale of rhino horns? If you do, why? If not, why not? It's as simple as that. SMS M Live and your comments to 33726. You can tweet us at Morning Live SABC. Many believing that this is the solution to curbing the ever-increasing rate of our rhinos that are being poached for their horns. And some saying the best solution is to just legalize the sale of rhino horn and let it not become something that is going to see our rhinos being extinct. Do you agree with the sentiment or not? That's what we'd love to talk about this morning, and we'd love to hear your comments as well. Now, the annual Cosatu Congress ended yesterday with the ANC having a few words for Cosatu. Also, Cosatu's largest affiliate, Nehawu, along with other unions, threw their weight behind the nomination for Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa as ANC President. Well, here with us is SABC reporter who's been covering this extensively, Aldrin Sampear. Good to have you in studio. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. It's lovely to be here.
Yeah. Listen, if you had to describe this conference and this Congress in just one sentence, what has it been like for you?
At some points it reached a boiling level. Temperatures were really high and tensions were really high. But as Gwede Mantashe puts it, it was the Workers' Parliament in progress.
Okay, the Workers' Parliament in progress. So, getting deeper into things. So we've seen that Nehawu, along with several other unions, back Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa as the next ANC president and possibly the next president of South Africa. Is that Cosatu's general stance as well?
Well, the declaration that came out of the Congress is that is that the principle of the ANC deputy president becoming president of the ANC should stay. That's what Cosatu is arguing. But then if you remember back in 2012, heading into the Mangaung conference, Kgalema Motlanthe didn't win. That's the other argument. But what they're saying as well is that they don't want to put a name forward. And that's basically semantics, because if you look at it, the current deputy president of the ANC is Cyril Ramaphosa. So it definitely means they are endorsing Cyril Ramaphosa to become the next president of the ANC. The ANC itself has cautioned against this, Gwede Mantashe, saying that the Congress shouldn't be taking such decisions. And today the ANC's NEC is meeting in Pretoria, and I guess that's some of the issues that they will be talking about, because Stumo Dlamini, the president of Cosatu, will be at that NEC meeting.
Yeah, that should be interesting in itself. But other interesting happenings were, I suppose, the disruptions and the interruptions caused by Nehawu during this Congress, and of course to Parliament. I mean, what is the feeling around this?
Well, the thing about Nehawu is that it's now the biggest affiliate. So you come into a Congress like this, you are the big boy, and everybody look up to you. And everybody backs you. Like, for instance, the issue around what's happening in Parliament. They have the backing from the Congress as well. SATU as well came into the Congress. They made their voice heard around the issue around the annual national assessment, and they have the backing of the entire federation. The federation came to a declaration that ANA in its current form should not be implemented, and they want a review of ANA in its current form. They want SATU suggesting tri-annual assessment of children in schools.
All right. Now, moving on to other issues, because there were so many issues that were discussed
Definitely,
at this conference.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about labour brokers, because I think that's a bit of a sticking point. I mean, we see the ANC stance. I mean, we've got the ANC head of economic transformation basically saying that if you get rid of labour brokers, it's going to be very detrimental to the economy. But Cosatu, I imagine, have a very different feel and a sense about this. What is their view? What was brought up there?
The argument that Cosatu is bringing is that there is no tangible facts to back the arguments around that labour brokers create jobs and so forth. They are calling for the total ban of labour brokers right now. And Enoch Godongwana has said that, listen, it would be unconstitutional for the ANC to ban labour brokers, because these are people who are part of an economic activity, and unfortunately the ANC-led government cannot stop any economic activity from going forth.
Yeah, well, I mean, our labour minister has also put a voice to this as well. I mean, she's been accusing some within Cosatu of bankrolling labour brokerage firms. And again, what's the response to her views?
I spoke to Stumo Dlamini about that yesterday, and I really tried to push him hard, because remember that when the minister mentioned that, she also asked him really that, Mr. President, should I mention which union this is? And he said, don't. Well, he says that that union is not a Cosatu union. And what the minister has said is that there is an affiliate within Cosatu that has invested in a company that is using labour brokering. So definitely it means that you guys are supporting labour brokering, and then you come back and say government is not doing enough to stop labour brokering, whereas you know that you invested in companies that are using labour brokers.
Yeah. Now, okay, let's turn our attention to NUMSA. The expulsion still stands, but I mean, there is a possibility that they can be reinstated. Is there, or
there is that possibility. Yesterday, Pop Crew said there should be the complete permanent ban of NUMSA. NUMSA should not be allowed back in Cosatu. The NUM opposed that, and the president said rightfully so. Because the constitution of Cosatu does allow any union to come into the federation as long as that union would adhere to the constitution of Cosatu. While NUMSA has indicated, for instance, that they are not going to go back to Cosatu, they're looking at the Workers' Summit that would possibly happen next year, that would pave the way for a new federation that will definitely make inroads and poach some of Cosatu members and unions as well. And the question is whether unions such as FAO and SACAO were really vocal and opposed to some of the constitutional processes that happened during this Congress would consider joining such a worker federation established by NUMSA.
All right, let's leave it there for this morning. Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us. Aldrin Sampear, who is the SABC reporter that was covering this Congress extensively, the annual Cosatu Congress ending yesterday. And we'll see exactly what the future of Cosatu holds. Thanks so much. Thank you. All right, let's take a break. After this, we're going to be discussing the ANA's, the annual national assessment. Stay tuned.